My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay
everyone?
calm.
What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody just calm down!
I was addressed yesterday on Market Mondays by EYL in a PowerPoint presentation by Ian Dunlap, the master investor, the greatest investor of our generation. Yeah, he played a voicemail of mine. So it gave me opportunity to address it since my video was already shot and done, the one you're about to see, which goes over red flags and what to look out for, and you will see a lot of similarities here on his tactics. But man, come on, man. I was really about to go to bed. I got my bummy shirt on. I was drinking my tea. I was like, yo, it's bedtime. I could wake up early in the morning like I always do at 5:30. But you gave me inspiration to respond back, and I guess this is YouTube beef, but I tell you guys this will be a one-time only response, and then I'm moving on. But I can't do a dress like this. I gotta look professional. Hold on. I gotta look professional, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, the voicemail. You're right, it was me. We'll play it right now. I mean, you really had to go really far back to play this voicemail, which is crazy. So here it is.
Truly are changing the community. You are truly changing people's lives. You have single-handedly changed me and my family's life. I know, again, I said this before, I know we don't know each other in person. I know we never met in person. I tell you, man, I appreciate everything you have done for me. If it hadn't been for Market Mondays, if it hadn't been for you showing up on there and speaking the way you were speaking and educating people the way you were educating them, I would probably still thinking about staying in the military and being miserable for the rest of my life. But you start.
You heard? That was me. Yep. Yeah, you had to go back to January 25th, 2021. Let me see if you could focus. Just so you guys know, I'm not playing around here. See? But that was over a year ago on some change, and you're pulling up old stuff like that. I'm just saying, you gotta really dig far back, or were you just collecting a bunch of voicemails from people who praised you all the time? I think you missed the entire point. And I said that in this review right here, and this review, as well as on JT Pocket Watcher. I said it publicly. I said, had it not been for you, I would have never gotten into investing. It's the truth, because I mean, I've read books like this before, Dave Ramsey, and you know, I always told myself, this isn't meant for me, you know what I mean? I just never saw anyone, quite frankly, black on YouTube talking about investing, and that's how I stumbled upon EYL and Market Mondays, and you, Red Panda, you put me in. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Market Monday is your show, not Rashad and Troy's. My bad.
My name is Ian Dunlap, Xander's dad. This is my show. The reason why the price is high is because of people like you. Let's block this brother right now.
Hear me out, greatest investor of all time. Look, man, I want no beef. Look, man, I'm telling you, I got your P&L here. You know what I'm saying? You tend to forget, man. I'm a master researcher. And if you can see, I don't know, can you see it? Can it focus? You publicly put this out, and you always talked about, you know, don't overtrade, but you did 18 trades, 100% win rate, which is fantastic. You know, 18 trades in a single month with an average trade of 53, winning trade 53. So you traded, wait, how many times? Oh, 18 trades, 53. Okay. And you made a total of $3,600. That's what I'm saying, in 1 month. That's amazing. Nobody else can make $3,600. They have to pay you $40,000 for them to make $3,600 a month. I'm telling you, but here, man, okay, all jokes aside, listen. I think the entire point was missed on my review. I did not slander Ian himself. Like I said, you never did me dirty. It's just once I left Red Panda and EYL and I started my YouTube channel and I started exploring different islands and actually doing my own research and digging deeper and learning more about the stock market, I just realized that telling people the top 50 picks on the S&P 500 isn't worth $10,000 or $5,000 or $2,500 or $300. To me, it just wasn't worth the price tag, especially if you don't show up. And I can give you guys some tickers here for everyone who may be interested in joining Red Panda. Just give me 1 second. I'm looking up the S&P 500. Everybody invests into Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Nvidia, Berkshire Hathaway, Facebook, JP Morgan Chase. That's the top 10. If you invest in any of those and you hold 5 to 10 years, I promise you, you will make money. And then you could put a yes in the chat if I made you money just now. That's basically what it is, bro. And again, I wasn't knocking your hustle. I'm just saying your product sucks. The whole purpose of the Red Panda review was to basically show people what you get in a $10,000 program, and then my own personal opinion that I just don't think it's worth it. That was it. And then I went on JT Pocket Watcher because he offered to bring me on. He said, come on my show, tell me about your experience when it comes to trading groups. And I came on, and I know it was a little clickbaitish and that he had you on there, but my goal was basically just to inform people on the red flags when it comes to moving from trading groups and courses and etc. And then I was promoting my video, which is this one. But I see that I did anger you, and I am deeply, deeply not sorry. But I think if you looked at my comments in the review, and if you just would have put your ego to the side and would have seen that there was a lot of people who were very unhappy with your product, like 95% of the comments on there were, yeah, I felt like I got ripped off. I think instead of giving me all this energy and playing a voicemail from over a year and some change ago where I praised you, and again, I think I started talking to you all the way until last year, June, and that's when I stopped talking to you. And it's just because there's a lot of other stuff that I learned about you, which I had to distance myself. I do have this thing called integrity. And not saying that you don't, it's just that your integrity and my integrity are two separate things. There's this motto that I live by. Saying one thing is great, but I prefer action. Action over anything. And I understand a lot of people love you and they love your channel and they love Market Mondays, and I still will say, I still find value in Market Mondays. I still find value in EYL. So guys, don't be scared. When I do your review, I'm not gonna shit on you. I'm sure everyone's like freaking out.
Oh my God, he did one bad review on the greatest investor of all time.
Like, sorry, of our generation, not all time. Again, we know who that is, Nancy Pelosi. Again, my whole purpose of my channel when it comes to the trading group reviews is to give an objective opinion on what you get and for what you pay for. That was it. I'm sorry that you can't take constructive criticism, petty insults. Look, don't worry, I'll stop. All I'm saying is, everybody, again, if you watch my review and if you missed the entire point and you got your feelings hurt because I'm not a fan of Red Panda Stock Club or the $40,000 alpha program, I'm sorry. It's just my opinion, but there are no lies said because I used everything that I experienced by being in the club for over a year and some change. And once again, you can use this for your Instagram videos or Twitter. And I will say this publicly, because of you, I got into investing. Because of you, I took it serious. I did. But because of you, I also found out what a master marketer is. Roll my intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I am Mark. You're watching Trading with a Dummy. If you haven't subscribed yet, why haven't you? You should be subscribing. You should be liking my videos, of course, only if you enjoy it. And then share this video if you enjoy it at the end. Today, we're gonna get down and dirty when it comes to investing your hard-earned money into trading groups or courses or mentorships, and the things you need to look out for and the red flags that I have caught through my journey of trying to become financially free and successful as a daytime trader.
You take the blue pill, The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Did I say successful? I'm not there yet, but you know what? I like that energy. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna be a successful day trader. Root for me, y'all. And of course, with this video, we're gonna drink a little bit. Right here, I have 7 shot glasses available right here, as well as Mama Juan. It's a Dominican drink that you have to make. This one's been sitting for a good 2 years, so it should taste pretty good. But I'm gonna take a shot for every single red flag that I cover in today's episode. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So stay tuned, get your drinks too, get your popcorn, cause I am going to expose. No. That's not what this channel is gonna be. I'm not gonna be one of those guys who's exposing people. No. Nope, I am just going to inform you guys on some things to look out for when it comes to this financial literacy space. But before we get into those red flags, here are a few things that people will not tell you. I've mentioned this in previous episodes. Financial literacy has been a blessing for myself and has been a blessing for a lot of you out there as well. But with any space that can get crowded, there's gonna be good and there's gonna be bad. Once 2020 happened, people caught on to the hustle, and it's become a whole process of spitting out half-baked courses or starting groups and barely informing you on the real truth about trading and investing, and people just kind of scam other people and take their money and they get rich off of other people believing in them. And here is the truth. A lot of these trading groups, these investing groups, and these courses that you pay for, the individuals that host these or run these groups actually probably make around 12 times more off of subscription services and courses than they actually do trading and investing themselves.
Do you make more money investing or more money selling courses and videos teaching other people how to invest?
Roughly 12 times the amount from teaching that I do from trading. Some people will look at that as a negative. I look at it as a positive because I'm showing you how I make money from my craft, and then I'm making money from showing people.
And a lot of those people don't want to be honest with you about it, but that really is the truth. What's the purpose of trading yourself if you have a whole bunch of people who are paying you for you to tell them how to trade? It may sound like I'm kicking them down, but I'm not. I actually do like a lot of the groups that I go through, and I respect a lot of the people who run these groups, but we have to be 100% transparent. A lot of these people in this financial literacy space who are considered educators make more money off of teaching, selling, and having some sort of subscription service than they are really investing and trading themselves. But I'm always going to tell you that you can get all this information 100% for free, or you can even go to a library, rent some books for free, or you could go into my LinkedIn on my IG page and get books for free. Or if you just don't like free, you can go on Amazon.com and you could just buy any of these financial literacy books on there for a fraction of the price that you would pay for any of these courses or trading groups or programs. And most importantly, there are no hidden secrets out there. Everything is readily available. And number 3, when you go into these trading groups, you should learn how to fish for yourself and not shown how to fish. Does that make sense?
Basically, if I take you out in the water, on a lake, and I take out my rod, and I put my bait on the hook, and I go out there and I fish, and I bring this really huge bass in, and I show it to you, and you're like, that's awesome, and I give it to you, you're not gonna do anything with that, right? You need to actually learn to fish. I should be explaining to you what type of hook I'm using, what type of rod I'm using, what type of bait I'm using, what type of boat we're sitting in, and what waters to look out for, what weather to look for, all these different things. That's what you should be learning, not watching me how to fish.
I feel like it was really long and drawn out. I probably could have just said, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and he will be able to feed himself for a lifetime. There you go. That was a lot better. And number 4, every single trader takes a loss. They're not always winning, and if they tell you they are full of crap. And the last thing I want to talk about before we get into these red flags is number 5. It's not easy, y'all. I'm being real. Trading is not easy. There's a reason why 94% fail and only 6 are successful full-time traders. There's a reason for that. Because if it was easy and everyone was doing it, I don't think there would be a 94% failure rate. So think about that. Seriously. I question myself about that a lot. Am I the 6% or the 94%? I guess we'll find out in a couple years. All right, so let's get into these red flags. I'm gonna take a shot for the very first one. This shot glass, by the way, so I don't know if you can see it. Let me put it up there, see if we can focus. Bone Town. I got that at adult convention in Las Vegas. So cheers up for the very first red flag. Be careful who you follow and take advice from in the financial literacy space, because there's a lot of charlatans out there. And if you're unfamiliar with what a charlatan is, let me give you a rundown. A charlatan, also called a swindler or a mountebank, or similar confidence tricks in order to obtain money, fame, or advantages through pretense or deception. So now you know what a charlatan is, because I use that word quite a bit on my Instagram as well as on my Twitter feed. But with every single charlatan, there is a little bit of truth there. Think about this. A lot of people online call Grant Cardone a scammer. And if you just YouTube him, you'll see a bunch of different stuff out there saying that he's a scammer. Now, I'm not saying he's a scammer. I'm just saying that's what the media is saying. But with every charlatan, there is some truth here. For one, Grant Cardone for sure is a millionaire. I'm talking about millions and millions of dollars. He is a self-proclaimed real estate investor. But when you start peeling the onion, you quickly realize that he's made most of his money by doing speaking engagements, by selling out arenas, charging $125,000 for a mentorship program, doing his selling his book and his software program and his investment program called 10X, and then basically taking all that money that he's made from all these other ventures and then putting that into the real estate market. That's really how he's made his money. So is he really a real estate mogul? I mean, maybe because he owns a bunch of properties now, but really he is a selling mogul. His whole job is selling you a dream, and maybe 1% out of all those people that take his program actually become successful, where the other 99% don't. They just paid his nice, beautiful yacht. So yeah, you shouldn't be following random people on Twitter or on IG or some YouTube star who all of a sudden is telling you, hey, go invest, put your money here, put your money there, without really knowing if that person's legit or not. Like, for example, how many of you have been buying stocks the past 3 months during a bearish market because some financial guru or expert told you to? It's okay, don't be embarrassed. I'm sure you have. I did it last year and the year before that. So I understand. I would just buy because people were telling me it's the bottom, but the reality is nobody really knows. And if you bought anything in the past 3 months, you're probably down 20 to 40%, and it sucks. But that's the reality of the game. You follow some random nobody. Red flag number 2. This one's an Arizona shot glass. I don't lie about these shots. Here we go. I hope I'm not drunk by the end of this video. Here is another dirty secret. A lot of these people who are selling programs and courses and are telling you what to buy and what not to buy and when to wait, when not to wait, to buy the bottom, to buy the dip, whatever it is, none of those people are actually licensed. Let me retract that. I said none of those people. Most of them, I would say majority of them, are not allowed to actually give you financial advice because none of them are financial advisors. They don't have their Series 7, they don't have their Series 3, they don't have their Series 63 and all the other licenses that you need. They are just considered experts and gurus because people have said that they are experts and gurus, or they proclaim themselves to be an expert or guru. I'm telling you, I could go to the library, I could pick up a book on medicine, I could watch Grey's Anatomy for 20 seasons, and I could be in a room with other people who know nothing about medicine and start spitting all this jargon, and they would think that I'm really smart. But that doesn't mean I can actually prescribe you medication or diagnose you or do surgery, right? Because I don't have that formal education. And that's a big problem in this space because a lot of people don't have these licenses, but they're acting like as if they do.
As the elders of our time choose to...
And I want what I gotta get. I got fucking mouths to feed. Understand?
A lot of these people are self-taught, and there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of us are self-taught in our things. I'm self-taught to doing YouTube videos, so I can speak on those topics in an educational manner, but it doesn't mean that I actually know everything. And that's the reason why you see a lot of these experts and gurus saying that this information is just for educational purposes only or for entertainment purposes only, because that way they don't have any liability on what you do. But you guys are following them as if they're actual financial advisors.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
So if you're giving that person money, you should have the right to say, hey, can I see your 1099 for last year? Can I see your bank statement? Can I see your brokerage statement so I can see like what you actually invested in and how you've been performing for the past year or two? And if they give you a BS excuse, that 100% is a red flag. Remember, if they're constantly just posting their wins, all they're doing is winning, and they're constantly bragging and needing validation, all those things are red flags.
Finally found a broker on Wall Street that you can trust and who can consistently make you money. Sound fair enough?
Now, number 3. Let's go for the big one here. San Francisco, baby. Shout out to all my Bay Area folks. What up, Kadar, my best friend out in San Francisco. This one's to you, you communist. I really hope I don't get sick here. So number 3 is don't believe what you see. So I recently was schooled by a person who faked their P&Ls and their returns. And when that person schooled me on the game, that's when I did those videos on my own YouTube channel, my IG, where I showed you guys how I made 35% in returns and then got like $3,000 in futures trading in one day. You can fake all of that stuff. So if you take away anything from this video, that's the one thing. A lot of the stuff that these people post may be fake, because you could simply go on Thinkorswim, click on the demand button, go back to 2020 like I did, buy a bunch of stocks that you know went up in the past 2 years, buy a bunch of shares, and then fast forward to 2022, and now it shows that you have a 35% return and you're this great investor with a bunch of great amazing stocks, and all of it is fake because I strategically only showed you what I wanted to show you.
Yeah.
I know, and that is kind of a bombshell, because now you're like, wait a second. Are these people telling the truth? They could be lying because they only show you the half truth to the whole process. Same thing goes for the futures trading on NinjaTrader and TradingView. All you have to do is go back to the playback button, go back to a day that you know it ran up, place your order, watch it run up, see your P&L and your returns, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. I made anywhere from 2 to 10K every single day trading, because it's just a playback button. And once again, you strategically just show the returns, but not the full account, because if you show the full account, you will see quickly that is a simulated fake account. So unfortunately, a person is constantly showing you their returns. It could be fake. Another thing to think about, if you're a day trader, for example myself, I would get one contract in SPY, pay $7 for it, have it go to $14. I just had 100% return. That's really not that amazing if you think about what you say, hey, I made $7. But when you plaster the 100% return in a single day, you're like, wow, that's amazing. Versus another person who could potentially have risked $4,000 or $5,000, only had 25% return but made hundreds of dollars, you would have been like, he only made 25%. It's all about deception. If they only showed a percentage, well, you gotta ask questions. Let me see how much money you actually made and how much money you put online to get those returns. And I know some people are like, wait a second, I'm not gonna show you my account statement. Well, I tell you what, there's this guy named SG Stock God. He's an actual trader. Him and I are gonna sit down soon. We're gonna have a great conversation. But this dude legitimately trades the futures and he puts his stuff up. No problem. You ask him, he shows you, because he believes in transparency, and he's been in the game long enough to know that a lot of people fake their stuff. All right, number 4. This is my Hollywood one. It's kind of, yeah, it peeled off. Anyways, cheers. Number 4, there is no one strategy that works. I'm telling you this now. If you hear anybody telling you that only this strategy works, they are lying. If they're telling you only this blueprint works, this is the only one you'll ever need, you don't need to listen to anybody else. Those are red flags, because that is not true. One of the things you should do in your journey is get as much information as possible. I know sometimes you get information overload because there's so much out there and a lot of it is noise, but you have to figure out what works for you and what strategy clicks for you. All right, next one. This is a wedding of our friends. This is shout out to Ashley and Jonathan. This is a wedding shot glass. If I'm start blurring, if I start mumbling and messing up my words, it's because it's really hitting now. Prost. Number 5, Joining signal only groups, meaning they're only giving you call outs. You don't want to join any group like that, and there's a reason behind it. For one, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're really gypping yourself from the education that you can get from some of these other groups. Education is still key, so you're just basically chasing the money, a quick way to make a quick buck. And I can tell you, every single time you chase the money, that's the quickest way for you to go broke. So try to stay away from the signal only groups. I'm talking about the Telegrams, the WhatsApp, the Discords, the Slack groups, where all they do is just put out calls and they don't tell you why you're getting into that position. Hell, if you don't even know why you get into the position, that's a red flag. And you're ready for another bombshell here.
This is the worst.
Even though there's a lot of trading groups out there that do add a lot of value, there's a secret that a lot of people don't know about. Some of these groups are using other people's call outs, specifically a guy named Sam. He's known to be a successful trader, and his call outs cost around $1,000 to $2,000 a single month for you to be part of his group. And some of these trading groups, especially within our community, are basically copying and pasting his call outs and putting it in their own and then charging you a small fractional price. But that's a little dirty secret within the community. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one.
You are so fucking pathetic.
Next one, I got two more. This one's big. This one is from Cozumel when I went to Mexico. I'm not gonna fill this one all the way out, I'm just letting you know now. Once again, let's get it down. I'm gonna feel like crap. Number 6, stay away from the experts and gurus who are selling you a lifestyle. I'm talking about the ones that constantly are in nice cars, showing you their bling, taking pictures with designer bags, sitting in jets, coming out of nice fancy cars, being on a beach with their laptop, talking about you could do this as well. Those people aren't teaching you anything. They're just selling you a dream, a false narrative that if you do a few trades, you could get to their level. But in reality, again, they're making a lot of money off of you. And majority of those people who are selling these lifestyle, those are the ones who have thousands and thousands of people in their group. And they're the ones who really are paying for them and for them to live their lifestyle that they really want to live, which is this flashy, lavish lifestyle. Here's another secret. A lot of these people, and they've been caught so often, a lot of these people pay a service to take pictures inside what looks like a jet or rent a high-class premium vehicle so they can take pictures in front of it, or have empty bags of these designer brand clothes and shoes and etc. A lot of this stuff can be faked. It's Instagram. It's all about faking your life. I am getting hot. Holy crap. So lifestyle trading gurus, that's what I call them. Stay away from them.
Here's a review that's been almost 3 years in the making. Right, Soldier Boy? I got my hands on one of his consoles. It's not even the one I paid for either. I still didn't get that one though.
All right, last one. Again, this one's Cozumel. It was all fun and games in the beginning, but now I'm sweating. I'm feeling tipsy. I'm not liking this. This drink doesn't even taste good anymore. You guys can see I did fill it up halfway. I just wanted one shot. Just last red flag that I am going to cover is the hard sales tactics. Out of all of these, I really hate these hard sell tactics. You know, they lure you in with some gems, they hit you with some knowledge, and the next thing you know, they got you on the hook, and then they hit you with that expensive price tag and they slash it, but it's still a premium price tag for something that's probably not even justified to be premium at all, but they got your attention and they make you feel like it's limited time only, so you have to get it. But then here's some key words to look out for. These keywords I got written down right here for you. So if you fall into the minority category, like myself, which I believe is the majority of my followers and subscribers, so thank you. So if you fall into that category, you will hear these keywords. You ready for it? For the culture. They kept this information from us. I love that one. Secret sauce. The information they don't want you to know. I'm going to reveal the secret. So those were the keywords that you want to look out for if you fall into that group. And then you have the generic ones, you know, the ClickFunnels websites where it just leads you from pages to pages, and they have like a lot of these testimonials, like fake testimonials like that, about like, oh, this group is so great, this is amazing, look at my P&L, all everything that's made up, and then they try to upsell you on the website. You gotta look out for those. My favorite, the countdown timer, you know, limited time only, and it'll just run all the way to 0, then the clock just restarts, so it's forever a countdown timer. It's time for you to invest in yourself. I've seen that many times, especially at those real estate convention ones. Invest in yourself. Once in a lifetime opportunity. I love that. Those are a few of those trigger words, I like to call them. I'm using this a lot, but trigger words that they like to use to get you all up in your emotions. But remember, I'm telling you all this stuff that they don't want you to know. So that was pretty much it, y'all. I covered some things to look out for, red flags. Also, there's one more, here's a bonus here. I'm not gonna take another shot. I'm done. I'm not even feeling very well right now. I'm sweating like a freaking pig. I could just feel it just oozing out of my body right now, but it's hot in here, got the lights, everything is, oh my God. The last thing I do want to talk about real quick is the pricing model. Just because it's a high premium price does not mean it equals quality. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been through a lot of groups, I've taken a lot of courses, and to be honest, it seems like a lot of the lower end to mid-tier courses and groups and trading clubs, they seem to add a lot more value than the premium price ones that charge 5 grand, 10 grand, 15, 20 grand, whatever it is. In my personal opinion, I would say don't spend more than $500 on anything when it comes to trading group, when it comes to courses, when it comes to annual membership. I wouldn't spend more than $500. And to do you guys a solid for hanging in there for this long in this video, because I'm sure this is gonna be a long video, I put a PDF together, which is gonna be linked below in the description. I'm gonna have my link tree. You guys can click on that PDF. It's gonna give you access to a bunch of free resources, to ways where you can learn how to be a better trader, where you can learn how to invest, where supply and demand, things that I learned and found throughout my journey that was free and that can benefit you on your journey as well. So my final thoughts, y'all. I think a lot of you honestly probably shouldn't even be trading and should just be focused on investing, because the market is really rough. And then just get as many books as you can. Just block out the noise and just educate yourself, paper trade, figure out what works for you, and then stick to that and stop comparing yourself to other people.
They can say that, but what kind of car are they driving? What kind of girls are in their home? I said girls.
Thank you for watching. My name is Mark. You're watching Trading with a Dummy.